the Penn State sex scandal this morning. You know that there are new issues that are coming up constantly, and there are new developments we expect yet in the days to come. Fact is, there are fans who are upset that Joe Paterno was fired. And we've heard the Board of Trustees say, look, this is not about football. It's about protecting children. So this morning we're talking about the direction the scandal is taking, the spotlight that is being shined on the alleged victims. To talk about it, Angela Williams, founder of Voice Today, an organization that brings awareness to the issue of child sexual abuse. Angela, thanks very much for being here. You're coming to
It's wonderful.
I ask you, given the fact that this is such a high-profile case, given the fact that most of the headlines have to deal with the fact that Joe Paterno was fired, some coaches may be involved, Jerry Sandusky may have been doing this, alleged to have been doing this since 2002. Are the alleged victims getting lost in all of this?
Absolutely. The focus has been on reputations instead of the innocence that's been murdered here, and there's a real crime. So the focus does need to turn to these victims now.
And when the focus does turn to them, I mean, this issue's been buried in their lives since 2002, at least overtly. What impact is it going to have on them?
Child sexual abuse is a silent epidemic, and this is a classic case. So the impact is that they're obviously traumatized, and they are dealing with a great deal of shame and violation. And breaking their silence, though, hopefully will be the first step in their healing process.
Do you think the fact that you've got some very high-profile people who have been named in this scandal, been involved in this scandal, do you think that may shine a new light on the problem of child abuse, and when it comes to the bottom line, go ahead and save some of our children?
We hope it shines a light. We hope that people understand that child sexual abuse is an epidemic, that it's a crime, and that in this case so many people knew and turned a blind eye. And that's how our society deals with it. They turned a blind eye. So we hope that people will begin to focus on prevention and focus on learning how to predict and prevent child sexual abuse.
You talked about turning a blind eye. You know what? We don't know what the reality is with Jerry Sandusky. He has not been, dealt with in a court of law yet. These are just allegations right now. But the fact...
And the testimony from the indictments.
Right. But the fact is, it appears from what we've heard so far, this is an issue that people didn't take as far as it needed to be. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. Often people respond with denial. People don't understand that their first response should be calling 911. Even before that, calling 911, there should be intervention, immediate intervention, to keep a child safe. A child is vulnerable.
And what's the reaction you've gotten at Voice Today as this story continued to develop?
We have gotten interest, and we actually have prevention programs on our website at voicetoday.org. So we've gotten great interest in our opinion of the case, but also in how they can protect a child, how organizations can have programs that will help them be trained to predict and prevent child sexual abuse.
And for the people who are out there watching right now that have been victimized, and we're afraid to tell anybody, for the people who are out there may have witnessed something and we're afraid to go to the police, what is your message to them?
My message for the survivors is to break your silence and begin the healing process. My message to those who have witnessed this crime, they have to intervene. They have to call 911. They have to take this serious. A child is powerless. They're vulnerable, and they are depending on you to protect them. It is all of our responsibilities to protect a child, just not the child that we birth in our homes, but all children. So my plea is to expose this epidemic, to remove the stigma, and for adults to begin to take responsibility for protecting children.
And I think we have to point out, when you say child, we think of very young children. There are young adults who are in their teens that are victimized as well. Angela, very quickly, because I'm running out of time, if people want to find out more about Voice Today and your mission?
It's voicetoday.org, and we have 10 points to protect a child. That's a short video on our website that will begin to educate, because Voice Today is about awareness, prevention, and healing of child sexual abuse.
Angela Williams, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Bruce.
All right, you've heard of dogs eating homework.